The shadows in Mira's small deli apartment seemed to shift when she wasn't looking. At first, she dismissed it as exhaustion from her demanding job at the marketing firm. But then came the phone calls, silent breathing on the other end, always at exactly 2 in the morning. Mira had always been practical. She double-checked locks, installed new deadbolts, even asked her neighbor Mrs. Sharma to keep an eye out for a suspicious activity. But the strange occurrences continued. Her coffee mug would be in the sink when she was certain she'd left it on the counter. Books rearranged themselves on her shelf. Small things, very small things, that made her question her own memory. The real terror began with her diary. Mira had kept one since college. Nothing dramatic, just daily thoughts scribbled before bed. One morning, she found it open on her kitchen table, filled with symbols she'd never seen before. Intricate, almost ritualistic markings covered 3 pages in what looked like her own handwriting. Her hands trembled as she stared at the foreign characters, wondering if she was losing her mind or if someone was playing a twisted game with her. Determined to catch the intruder, Mira set up a hidden camera in her bedroom. She pretended to sleep, listening to every creak and whisper in the darkness. Around 2 in the morning, she heard them. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps moving toward her bed. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she forced herself to remain still, breathing steadily like someone deep in slumber. The footsteps stopped beside her bed. She could feel a presence hovering over her, watching. Then came the sound of pages turning, a pen scratching against paper. For 10 agonizing minutes, something wrote in her diary while she lay frozen with fear. When morning came, she found a single sentence in her own handwriting. "You were awake." Now she knew this wasn't normal. The camera had mysteriously malfunctioned, showing only static during those crucial hours. Desperate, Mira called the police, but they found no signs of forced entry. Her landlord confirmed there was only one key to the apartment, and she had it. Friends suggested she was overworked, stressed, maybe hallucinating, but Mira knew what she'd experienced. She tried more cameras, different angles, motion sensors. Each time, the equipment failed at exactly 2 in the morning. It was as if the presence could sense her attempts to capture it, always staying one step ahead. The diary entries continued. Sometimes symbols, sometimes messages that seemed to know her deepest fears and secrets. Then came the night everything changed. As Mira lay in bed, no longer pretending to sleep, she heard something different. Not footsteps this time, but a whisper. Soft, intimate, coming from somewhere impossibly close. "Mira," the voice breathed, "I am inside you." Her blood ran cold. The realization hit her like ice water. This wasn't an outsider breaking into her apartment. This was something else entirely. Something inside her mind, her consciousness, her very being. The presence she'd been fighting wasn't external at all. Was she truly losing her mental balance? Or was this something she simply couldn't see or understand? The questions tormented her for weeks as she grappled with this new reality. But gradually, something unexpected happened. The fear began to transform into something else. Acceptance, even companionship. Mira realized she'd been lonely for so long, living in her small apartment with only work and routine for company. This presence, whatever it was, had become part of her daily existence. It knew her better than anyone else ever could. Instead of fighting it, she began to acknowledge it, even speak to it during those quiet 2 in the morning moments. Now, months later, Mira has made peace with her mysterious companion. She no longer feels alone in her apartment. The diary entries have become
Whispering.
conversations, the strange symbols, a language only she understands. Whether the presence is real or a creation of her mind doesn't matter anymore. It's become part of who she is. But here's what I want you to think about. If you were in Mira's situation, what would you choose? Would you fight the unknown presence, or would you find a way to coexist with it? The uneasiness you're feeling right now, that lingering question about what's real and what isn't, that's the point of this story. Sometimes the most unsettling truths are the ones we discover about ourselves.